2 seconds. 1 second.
The craziest Saints regular season win ever. The Saints' November tradition, Dave, of humiliating Tom Brady continues. Build P.J. Williams a statue. Jameis is out for the year. What happens at quarterback? Thomas, hit the intro.
Hey, Ralph. Ralphie, Andrew, and Dave. All right, I got a little intel. Your Saints Happy Hour podcast? Yeah. It's a joke, all right? And I'll tell you what. You, Ralph, you mispronounce everything, okay? I listen, I go, what the? Does he not know the English language? All right, Ralph. Try to get an English class in there every now and then, okay, pal? Andrew! Think you're smart, huh? Think you're smart? You're in big trouble, pal. You piece of shit like you for breakfast. And then, of course, there's Dave. Dave, a little obnoxious? Got a little bit of chip on your shoulder, huh? You gotta cut people down all the time? Is that what you gotta do? But know that life is good. Appreciate it. Do what you do. Keep on keeping on. Shooter out.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on the Twitch. If you aren't, follow us on Twitch. And remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour to get the best Saints podcast every day. Sign up, get a month for free if you become annual.
Do it. Yeah.
All right, Andrew, we had new subscribers last show. Nola, Bass, 728, Nikolai, and Mike Bagger. Thanks for making this crazy season more fun. I mean, people are signing
Nikolai,
up left
the
and right.
beer maker, right?
That's right. And
also,
remember,
the neurologist.
Nola Bass.
Nola Bass. So if you remember, guys, if you subbed Amazon Prime last month, you can sub again this month because it's November. You basically get one totally free sub each month. All you have to do is click the subscribe button below the stream and choose the option subscribe with Prime. Show us some love because it doesn't cost you anything and it helps us a lot. Also, remember to do Twitch clips, funny moments. We have clips on the Discord channel. We'll use the best clips. There's a clip icon to the left of the full screen icon. When you hover over the live stream window, editor opens. You can adjust the duration of the clip and give it an appropriate name. Remember, you can do it during the show. If it's awesome, Thomas might use it tonight. So
that was a lot.
It's a lot. Dave, you were at the game.
No, I was not.
What?
I was not at the game.
Trick-or-treating with his kids.
In fact,
hold his ticket.
You know what, Ralph? We didn't even discuss this. I didn't text you guys this. I wasn't going to mention it pre-show. But yes, this was the first Saints home game that I really willingly did not go to, probably since about 2004. So about
you deserve
about 17
you sold
years.
your tickets for $250 a piece. We did talk about this. The dude that sits like
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about the fact. But I never really mentioned, and I didn't mention last week either, that really this is other than a few of the COVID games that I missed because I didn't win the lottery or whatever. This was really the first game, and seriously, since 2004 in like 17 years that I was just like, you know what, I'm just not going to go. And it was because of Halloween. And the reason I mention this now, in addition to Ralph bringing it up, is Sean Payton post-game presser.
Yeah,
said he was pissed off. He was not happy with the fans.
Yeah.
So what I have to say is, you guys are on the hot seat. Okay, I missed one game. One game, and you've got Payton calling you out.
He did. He flat out called the fans out.
I mean, not to be a naysayer of Dave, which is my specialty, but he did say that the Giants game, he threw that one in as well. He was like,
yeah,
quite frankly, it's two times in a row now because the Giants game sucked too. And I know you were at that one. So
the Giants game did kind of suck. I'm not going to lie. For many reasons. But the fans weren't into it because they weren't winning. But this game, I know nobody went. Point. It was, I think, Dave, and I said it on WWL in my column and this morning with Leslie Spoon, this was the craziest Saints regular season win they've ever had.
I know, and now I'm pissed that I wasn't there. By the way, don't rub
Ralph
it in.
is such a prisoner of the moment, man.
Whatever.
I feel like anytime we have a game,
wild.
it's
it
like
kind of wild.
It was a circus.
Andrew, tell the people what you told me on the phone today about your scenario that if you'd have said it in the summer, we'd have all been looking for
I'm
sharp
just like,
objects.
when you think about how that game played out, right? And then you think back to training camp, like where our head was at, and we were talking about the roster and all these guys, right? And then I have a conversation with you, and let's say, Dave, I'm talking to you. I say, Dave, think about this scenario. We're in training camp. We're going to play Tom Brady on Halloween. We're going to be trusting Trevor Siemian to throw passes to Alex Arma, Eric Griffin, Kevin White. We're going to be trusting Brian Johnson to kick field goals. And we're going to beat Tampa. We're going to beat Tom Brady. First place in the NFC South. Does that do anything for you?
Thank you, Cajun Sands, for subscribing. Love you.
Seriously, if I rattled off all those names, Trevor Siemian throwing to those players, you'd be like, "What kind of sick joke is this?"
Wait, are you telling me that they're going to be winning with all this, or you're just telling me this
Yes.
is, or you're saying this is what's happening? Because if you're only telling me this is what's happening, I'm like, oh my God, we are 0-7. Yeah. Are you kidding?
That's what I said. I was like, if you told me that without the outcome of the game, I would have said, are they going to lose 100-0? Are they going to be the first NFL team to do that?
Oh my God, yeah, that would be brutal. But no, I mean, this is again. We talked about it last week. This season may be up there for me. Like it might be. Obviously you can't top 2009. You can't top a Super Bowl, but other than that, I don't know. Forget the Gatorade and Popeyes, like that's Bush League stuff compared to all the stuff that's going. I mean, we got Crutch Jameis in Club Dub. I mean, like, come on, like that's way better than Teddy Bridgewater doing the dancing
bike life.
Bike life, doing this dance.
But here's the thing:
we got some comments in Twitch, so I want to read these real quick. Tiger Saint says it was a Saints classic. Cajun Sands wants to know who the F this Seaman guy is. CK, he says the next 3 games are winnable. Look, he says the Falcons, plus they don't have Ridley. You got the Titans, they don't have Henry, and then you have the Eagles. So he's like, the next 3 are winnable. Look, right now, CK, no game is a given. Well, given what the Saints are up against, like it's week to week, and if we can, I feel like every game that the Saints
they might be 8-2, they might be 5-5.
Well, that's why, that's why this season is so much fun. But every week might be the greatest game you've ever seen. Every game might be crazier than the last game you just saw, and that game was the craziest Saints game you ever saw. Or it might be the worst game, and you might want to go kill yourself.
Chef Collins is correct. Saints Giants 2015 is definitely up there. That game was bananas.
What did I say? What was the Mark Ingram quote? What did he say? He was quoting about number 14, but I thought it was very apt for the entire season.
He said it was going to be fire or something.
No, he said it's ugly. It's ugly, but we're going to make it fire. I mean, that's it. That's the season. That is the Saints season. This is the ugliest. This is the ugliest Saints season you've ever seen in your life. We had Jameis Winston. He's now injured. Yeah, we've got Trevor Siemian out there throwing, like you said, throwing passes to Alex Arma and beating Tom Brady. We have Kevin White catching passes. I can't believe my boy Little Jordan hasn't gotten in on this action. He's dead to me at this point. If you can't get in on this shenanigans,
get some help.
I don't know if you're ever going to get in. But yeah, I mean, this is
a little Jordan Humphrey, Dave.
This is the craziest season with the most shenanigans, and it's
what
ugly.
Happened to little Jordan, Dave?
I don't know. Wow, he had the he's got coronavirus.
He got COVID.
I must play the violin.
He's vaxxed though, I think. I don't.
Speaking of the violin, the Saints own Tom Brady, and I want one of our Discord people. Y'all need to go on Wikipedia and on Tom Brady's Wikipedia page, put "owned by the New Orleans Saints defense." Andrew, they've played him 3 times since he's been in Tampa. They've dominated him 3 times. Yeah, he won the playoff game, but he's got 7 picks against the Saints. They picked him off twice, forced a fumble, sacked him 3 times. I mean, it's amazing. Before I get to Cam Jordan, if I said to you, Andrew, explain to me why the Saints can do this to Tom Brady the last 2 years, but no one else can. Give it to me in like 10 seconds or less.
Dude, you know what's crazy is he's thrown 14 picks, I think, since he joined Tampa, and the Saints have 8 of them or something, or 7 of them. Yeah, it's insane. I think the Saints defensively, there's not a lot of holes, and I think the one time he had success was when Quan Alexander was hurt and he was going after Anzalone in coverage, backup linebacker who couldn't cover.
Look at Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
But other than that, I think the Saints have a lot of playmakers on the back end, and I think this is a division rivalry. The Saints, I think at this point, like the Saints are always fired up to play Tampa, so they always give Tampa their best.
Dave,
the only other thing I would add, before you go on, Ralph, the only thing I would add is, this has become, like Andrew said, this has become a little bit of a rivalry, especially with our secondary against their receivers. And it's going to be chippy. There's going to be words. There's going to be fighting. And obviously yesterday was no different. But I think that I think part of the reason is the Saints they win that matchup. They win that secondary. Our secondary versus their receivers, like we're more talented than they are, and it seems like we win that matchup usually when we play these games, and
I will say this though. Difference. I mean, the Saints, it took a pick six inside of 2 minutes to kill that game, right. And the Saints were like +9 in penalties and +3 in turnovers, and despite that, I mean. Let's be honest. The Bucs gave that game away.
They set themselves. Hey, just because the Bucs set themselves on fire, that's not our problem.
Game. Right. That's not. Oh no! Look, I'm thrilled. Look, we won a game with Trevor Siemian. I mean, that's right. What's not to like here?
But here's the thing. Dave, your boyfriend being back. Yes. I knew I missed him and Kamara doing the post-game fun after the Saints would win. But I didn't realize how much I missed it until this week when Kamara and Ingram joined Cam Jordan in a 3-way press conference, and Cam Jordan explained how the Saints defense is awesome and what they plan to do the rest of the year.
Was Ingram wearing
the same thing it was last week? We have to go out there. We have to take over. For us to go out and get an interception,
the mask from
which should have been, just a quick down and we've been out the game. PJ goes ahead and scores. We go back out, gives us another chance. You got to relish these moments. You got to love that our confidence is building on defense each and every game. To go against one of the greatest to ever be in a quarterback position and be able to finish a game like that, we love it. It's only going to bode well further down the line. You talk about Tano K-Pass going. You talk about, Quan Alexander coming up big. If they didn't get those sacks, it would have been mine. But, the fact that our defense is riding like that, I love it. I love being a part of it. I know everybody's on full cylinders, and whether, it's going to be a bloody battle like it was today, or, we beat somebody by 30 points, it doesn't matter. Our defense mentality is the same. Go out there, get the dub.
Did he say 4 cylinders or full?
Full. They're going to go out there on full cylinders. I'm not sure what that means, but
I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure I understand.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but
that's a Cam Newton mash your cliches together.
I like the Squid Games mask. That was cool.
That's good.
Neither of them talk though. It was
that was
Cam Jordan. Let others speak.
Yeah, that was really
He went full Dave Cariello there.
Well, that wasn't the quintessential boom and zoom. Why is that quality so terrible? Interview. It does not sound like that on my phone. I mean, they were fully clothed. They had hoods on, masks.
Here's the thing. The other defensive player that we have to hear from is PJ Williams. And Andrew, while you're listening to his soundbite talk about the interception, I want you to think about where do we rank PJ Williams among the all-time Saints great corners? Because Saints cornerback history sucks. I want you to think about that. But PJ Williams, he explained his pick 6, which was glorious.
It was a play, man. I for sure was looking for, like, coming into this game. I'm like, I'm gonna pick this off, man. I was a free player, just like a robber, just reading the quarterback. We've been looking for those end cuts all day, and I feel like they kind of switched up the game plan because they didn't run them as much on third down. So it was a play I was looking for, man. I was reading the quarterback, and he took me to the ball. I just couldn't believe he threw it. So I broke on it, got the ball. I stood on the sideline. I took it to the end zone. My coach was a little mad that I ain't get down and for Miller time, but hey, we won the game, man. It was great.
I'm glad he didn't get down.
No.
I gotta say, like sometimes you gotta make the bad football play just because it's more awesome. I felt like it was insult to injury.
Three left turns make a right, Andrew. And that was right.
I don't hate the play. Like, yeah, okay, he could have just gone down. Saints could have clacked it up, but like, okay, so we scored 7 points and we give them the ball back, and it's a 9-point game. Like, either way, the Saints are winning the game. It doesn't matter.
Well, and also I want to point out we got 2 more sacks, 2 more hits on Tom Brady because he scored. If he doesn't return that for a touchdown, we're kneeling, and we don't get, Quan Alexander doesn't get a sack, Passanio doesn't get a sack, so like we got a couple free shots on Tom Brady. So
really he wasn't being selfish; he was being giving to his teammates. Is what
that's right.
And the Superdome, yes. I mean,
but is he an all-time Saints top 10 corner? I think he might be.
Ralph, I don't know if he's the top 10 corner, but I will say he's the first player in Saints history to have 2 fat heads on your wall. He played well that I can see you put 2 of them up there.
Right there. He got the double fat head. The double fat head cost extra, and of course the supply chain in America is destroyed. So it was like extra $6 to get that done and get it overnighted. But that's why. See, people, you support the show, and we can do extravagant things like get a PJ Williams fat head for the live stream.
We should just have them give you the printer and all the technology they use to make them. You could just print them out at home.
No,
maybe you can start a new business. You should get into printing business.
Nikolai wants to know where he ranks in relation to Browner. Much, much higher.
Much higher.
Yeah.
I can't remember a single good thing Brandon Browner did as PJ Williams has done a lot of fun things.
PJ Williams, is low key. He has like an awesome play every week this season. It feels like. Doesn't he lead the team in interceptions?
He might. I don't understand why teams don't want him. Like the Saints get him back on like bargain contracts, and I'm not saying PJ Williams. I mean, I think he's an all-time Saints great corner, but the Saints cornerback might be their worst historical position if you rank the top 10 best. But I don't know. Like I see teams all the time. I'm like, you couldn't start PJ Williams at like he wouldn't be good for you.
PJ Williams leads the Saints with 3 picks.
2021 is so amazing.
That's unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable.
Dave, speaking of amazing, your boyfriend returned. He gave the Saints crowd. That crowd they were rocking. They introed him as a starter. Like he is the best type man the Saints could have in 2021. Look at the, I like him in 14. He still looks like he's got a little something left.
He does have something left. He does have something left. I don't know why anybody thinks he doesn't. And
this
you guys,
little catch right here. Look at that. I mean, what a play.
Yeah. See the whoop. I was texting with you guys. I picked him up in my fantasy league because I need running back help desperately, and I was on the fence about starting him. I didn't start him. In my heart was telling me to start him because I knew that that he was poised to potentially have a big game, even though it was his first week back and he's only been with the team for 4 days. I mean, he knows the system already. He knows the pass protection. He knows the routes. He's been playing like Payton said prior to the game. He's been playing. He's in football shape already. There's no reason why he can't just come in here immediately and start contributing. To be honest with you, I mean, I thought from a fantasy standpoint, which is what I was talking about with you guys, he only had like 9.9 points, but that was more than whatever Samaj Perine had, who I wound up starting in his place. I know, stupid me, I get it. But I would expect his production to increase.
He's getting that record this week. We'll get to that.
Yes,
we'll get to that.
He'll get that record this week, but I expect his production to increase. I expect them to use him more. I'm surprised actually. I thought they would have used him more yesterday. I really thought they would have given him that the carry on the 4th down. They didn't give him that one, and then I thought they would have used
goal line carry.
Yeah, and on the goal line. So I was surprised. I thought that was prime for. You're gonna, like you said, Ralph. You're gonna bring him out. You're gonna introduce him with the players. You're gonna have him lead the Who Dat chant. Give him the freaking ball on 4th and goal, then, man. Come on.
What if I told you that this is Chef Collins? What if I told you that Passanio would lead the team with 4 sacks, and PJ Williams would lead the team with 3 picks, Ralph.
Yeah.
If I told you
and you
camp.
told me Mark Ingram would play
Okay,
for the 2021 Saints before Michael Thomas.
Oof. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I like that one. But Dave, you I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast, but there is something that I need to mention, and this is that I think it was Erin Andrews was talking about this when they went to the sideline report. And she said she went on Tom Brady's podcast, or maybe he went on hers, whatever, but they talked. And during this podcast, Erin Andrews said that Tom Brady mentioned that there's one thing in his entire career that he's never done, not even once. That's throw a Hail Mary. He mentioned to Erin Andrews, he's like, I've never done it my whole career, like not even at halftime, not even at the end of a game. And he's like, I see Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers chucking these balls on TV, and he's just like, I want to throw a Hail Mary just once. So I thought that was comical because you say it happens all the time, and literally Tom Brady has never done it even once. Well, I'm talking about attempted.
That's because he's a loser.
Attempted.
Oh, I get it. He's one that's probably because he's never had to. He's, his team's always winning at the end of the game. So I would say that's more of a statement on freaking Brady and how good he is and how good he's always been throughout his carear.
He was a loser 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, but slightly, I would say that's slightly unusual because I would have to think most starting quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, Hail Marys happen every game, so that's shocking.
Were there any Hail Marys this week? I didn't see any. Were there any Hail Marys this week?
Hail Mary
there were no Hail Marys. There are none. We mentioned about PJ Williams potentially being a top 10 corner.
You mentioned that.
I mentioned that. But I 100% believe, Andrew, Saints legend Trevor Siemian, he's a top 10 Saints quarterback already.
That is the Trevor Siemian game. It will forever be known as that.
It's not the PJ Williams game?
Oh, man, we got dueling games.
I think it's a Trevor Siemian game.
Yeah, it's Siemian's game because he
loves that little sidearm thing.
He might not play again.
Sidearm Siemian. Should
like Mahomes.
I'm sure we're going to talk about it, but
Dollar Store Mahomes.
I don't know. I think Taysom gets to start next week.
I agree.
You want to talk about it now, or do we need to wait?
We'll talk about it in a minute.
We got to stick with the rundown.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this. I got to say, this is one of the most conflicting Saints wins I've ever experienced.
Look,
you lose your starting quarterback,
White.
and he's done for the year.
That is tremendous.
And this is one of the most exciting wins we've had.
Everybody's pumped up because they're all surprised he caught that.
He caught them.
They're like, "Holy shit, he caught it! This is amazing!"
He's not even wide open. That's a contested catch.
Yeah, no, it was a good throw.
It was
a great
the whole sidelines and even Kevin White, they were acting like he had just scored a touchdown inside 2 minutes to change the lead, and
it felt that way.
Felt like a lead change touchdown inside 2 minutes, and it was just a catch in the third quarter. I think even Kevin White was surprised.
Before we get to the quarterback discussion, we got to talk about Payton's clock management because people on Twitter were arguing, they were screaming at me, and I think Payton here, Thomas, play the soundbite of Sean Payton explaining his thought process on what he did at the end of the game to try to score a touchdown and not burn clock.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but here's the thing. They got time. They got an eternity. I'm thinking score. So I still haven't met the person that's got the formula. I hear all the time, you can't leave Brady time on the clock. And so there's two methods. We could eat up time and kick a field goal, and he's got plenty of time to get his team back in field goal range. The perfect scenario is you eat up clock and you score. Well, that's easier said than done. In other words, run, score on third down. And so I'm thinking of scoring on any down because when you look at the time and you do the studies, him having to come back to kick a field goal is much easier than him having to come back and score. And obviously, I don't want to throw an incomplete pass. I don't. And yet, everything about today's approach was going to be like super, super aggressive. And I heard the fans, it is what it is. But there's more to it than just, I'm always curious as a play caller when the announcers say, hey, You want to eat up as much time as possible and then score. Well, then I want to know those 3 plays.
Dave, did he make the right decision?
Yeah, I don't look. First of all, we won, so So yes, the answer is yes. He did make the right decision. But just going back in time and putting ourselves back in that situation. I mean, I think the only thing. Look, he said their game plan from the start was to be hyper aggressive, and so run. That's doesn't fit into their game plan. And I respect him for and all the coaches for having a game plan and sticking to it, even at the very end. Even when going off the game plan, maybe this. I'm not saying it is, but maybe the smarter move. But I mean, I think the only thing is, did they pass on first down, right? Did they pass on first down?
They did.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing is I would have run on first down and just gotten them to maybe use up one of those timeouts. But then go for it on the rest of those plays. Go for it. Try to score. But what wasn't included in that soundbite, because I heard the entire post-game press conference today, and what wasn't included in the soundbite that Thomas cut up was, I think he said like 25% of the time or whatever, like, Tom Brady is going to take that down and get you into field goal range. Like, that is not difficult for Tom Brady to do with, anything more than 45 seconds or 30 seconds. So look, this is Sean Payton. Again, like we said on the post-game press conference, you want the guy that's going to kick ambush in the Super Bowl, then you're going to get the guy that's going to, throw on late in the game up just by 2 points. So
let's
I have
zero
problems. I have zero
let's
problems.
Let's talk about, let's play out the scenario. So let's say you run it into the line of scrimmage and you get a yard and they call timeout. So the situation was there was about 1:40 left and Tampa had 2 timeouts. So you can run it into the line, maybe get a yard. Then on second down, maybe you run it to like wherever you want, whatever hash you want for the kicker. Maybe let's say you get 2 more yards. So now you got 3rd and goal from the 6, right? And they burn their 2 timeouts, and you've run really no clock. At that point, you'll run 40 seconds. So you'll basically get it down to a minute is what you're looking at. And so you would go up by 2 points. And remember, that missed extra point loomed large because, well, I guess the Bucs technically missed an extra point too because they went for 2 and they got stuffed. But it was a 2-point game at that point. Mm-hmm. And field goal wins it for Tampa. So, like, that situation where Tom Brady, like that was the best case scenario if you ran it into the line 3 times, was the Saints are up 2 and Tom Brady has the ball left with 1 minute and no timeouts. And a field goal wins it for him. So, like, am I comfortable in that scenario? Hell no. So I remember thinking, like, I want a field goal at the gun. I remember thinking, like, as the Saints were driving, that's what I was hoping for. But when the situation became that, which was first, I knew they couldn't run the clock completely out because it was first and goal from the 9. There was about 1 minute and 40 seconds left, and I was watching the game with my dad. By the way, my wife is the MVP of the world because it was my daughter. It was my daughter's birthday, and my wife took her to trick or treating and let me off the hook so I could watch the Saints game. Which she's an MVP for that.
And then she said,
"You the real MVP."
Somehow my daughter doesn't hate me. I compensated enough on the front end and back end that it was okay. But I'm watching the game with my dad, and I'm like, yeah, the scenario's changed because now we're here at the 9-yard line, and I'm like, that game plan, the Carl Smith approach, gives Tom Brady the ball back down 2 with 1 minute left and no timeout. So I'm like, I think you try to go score a touchdown, and that's what I told him in the moment, and I kind of completely agree with what Sean Payton did there.
The joy that I got, Dave, from Twitter, because the entirety of America, probably even like 80% of the stadium and 90% of Saints fans watching around the world, were like, oh my God, Tom Brady's going to get this ball. He's going to march down and he's going to win this game. He's going to rip our hearts out and it's going to suck. And the PJ Williams interception, like, people jumped into Skip Bayless's mentions because he was like, now the GOAT's going to do his thing. It was
and Skip Bayless also had tweeted something 5 days ago and then I saw Demario Davis circled back to it, which I really enjoyed. That was
I
one
hope
of my
Thomas
favorite.
got that and can put that up there. I hope he has that.
We should have sent that to him. So that was good. But yeah, you know what? Just thinking about it now, and I this wasn't something that came to mind in the moment yesterday during the game, but now that we're rehashing it, very similar, I think, to the Super Bowl. You had the Saints taking a lead, and you've got a quarterback, an elite, surefire Hall of Fame quarterback in Peyton Manning. Again, here yesterday, surefire Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady. And in both situations, you're thinking, yeah, these guys, we've seen this movie before. Either of these guys can easily bring your team down the field to score a touchdown and win this game. And both times we see a pick six. So I hadn't even thought about it till right now, but
there
some
it
similarities.
is.
Some similarities.
Oh,
Is that true? Did he really?
professional
Did he really say that? No, he did not.
That is Skip Bayless's tweet.
He did.
That was in response to the pick six. But earlier in the week, I think it was something like,
I fucking hate him so bad.
He was like, Demario Davis is talking a big game. Let's see what he's saying after facing the great Tom Brady. It was something like that.
Right. I mean, he's worse than Darren Ravel for sure.
Wow, coming from you? Wow.
I know. Darren Ravel is your mortal enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's bloated, full of hot air.
But we haven't gotten it. I moved it back this topic intentionally because I think it needs a lot of time. But also too, the Tampa win, Andrew, was so much fun and so glorious. I didn't even want to think about the Jameis injury and what they're going to do at quarterback. I just wanted to revel in that victory yesterday as much as humanly possible.
What's better, by the way? Which win's better, this one or last year when we throttled them and it was like literally statistically the greatest performance by a team ever against another NFL team? So which one's better?
Ooh, I don't know.
I would vote
Shenanigan wins or total domination win.
I'm voting this one because the other one is sullied by how the story ends, right?
Yeah.
The arc of that season. I know the ending, so it's
I got bad news for you on the ending of this season. But,
I know.
I mean, I'm going to enjoy it now, and maybe we'll make the playoffs. Maybe there'll be more shenanigans, but we're not going that deep.
Yeah. Ugh, that is a horrible looking.
Not with Trevor.
Why are we showing this? Ugh. Stop it.
Oh, to talk about the injury too, and I saw Payton talk about it today, and I think a lot of people might have saw. But Payton kind of feels that injury.
Turn that off, Thomas. It's a sadness loop, for Christ's sake.
This injury wouldn't have. First of all, F Devin White. I mean, horse collar. I mean, when an injury is caused by an illegal play, to me personally, that's even more frustrating. And there's this
hold on, I want to ask a question about that. Is that a horse collar?
I don't know.
He pulls his jersey here. Not really. He's not really pulling his shoulder pad, right?
Right.
He's not getting under his neck.
It's questionable.
I don't know.
It's questionable.
But the
injury, though. But I mean, basically, what Payton said, and I think I agree with it, is this is a turf injury. He basically alluding to the fact that if this game is played on regular grass, that the ground and the dirt and the sod or whatever are going to give way in that similar situation and not force his knee to turn. Whereas when you're playing on this fake turf, nothing's going to give way and nothing's going to give, and that puts all the weight and all the pressure on your knee and causes an injury like this. So
could be.
That's what Payton. I kind of wondered the same thing, but Sean Payton said, I think late today, I think he feels that way.
Has anybody checked on Jameis 1-of-1? Has anybody?
I've checked in today. Yes, I went. I specifically went to his Twitter profile. He also tagged.
Did you slide into his DMs?
No, but he also tagged me in something. He tagged me in a post because he thinks I'm like a real. Well, I mean, I am. Look, I'm a Jameis fan now. I'll say that. I don't know if I'm like a total fanatic apologizer, but I and again, he was playing great. We said it on the post-game podcast yesterday. I mean, before up to his injury, he was playing great.
He was going to
And it felt like he was
going to burn that secondary to the ground.
This game felt like
really
week
was.
1 Green Bay.
Yeah.
Like it felt like it was going to be one of those games. And again, Exhibit A would be Trevor Siemian coming in and being able to have success against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I would like to think that a more talented quarterback who worked with the team all week long with the ones would have even more success.
We have a number of guys in the chat that are clarifying. Nikolai, Dr. Fink, Medics, Dreamo, HW. Nameplate counts as horse collar. So, yes, he did grab the jersey where the nameplate was. So, I guess
then F Devin
by that rule, it would qualify.
Thank
you. Thank you for clarifying, guys.
We need to go to hell, Tigers.
Yeah, look, it's losing Jameis it's horrific. You know, I really felt like doubly robbed. First of all, just with this game, because I really felt like he was going to light Tampa up. And just the way Trevor Siemian played, I just felt like this was ripe for Jameis at home. Just torch this team. And the way he was scrambling and making plays with his legs, I kind of felt like it was only a matter of time before Tampa was going to start playing him differently because they were getting beat so bad with his runs. Because he was already at 4 carries for 40 yards.
That's right.
And I just think that would have drawn the secondary maybe in. Maybe it would have left a rover or something to kind of account for that. And I just think he would have torched them to a crisp. So I feel robbed that we didn't get Jameis beating Tampa and just like how special that would have been for him. I feel robbed about that. I feel robbed that we didn't get like his first great performance in the Dome. We didn't get that. Now I feel robbed that like maybe just maybe he was starting to get it. Like he's starting to cook, and we were starting to see the best version of Jameis Winston at quarterback for the Saints. He's already done a great job. He's already done a great job.
I wanted to have should they give Jameis $150 million contract today?
Yeah, and now it just sucks because maybe he played well enough to get himself a nice contract in the offseason, but like it's going to be mired by a horrific knee injury recovery.
He's not getting, dude.
Yeah.
He's not getting anything.
That's why I feel bad, because I feel bad because
and he was our best chance. Like I don't know that the Saints were winning a Super Bowl this year with or without Jameis. So I don't know that I feel robbed of a Lombardi because of this. But
well, here's the thing. Here's my theory with Jameis. Jameis, his peak gives you a chance at a Super Bowl. Like maybe it's a 1% chance, but Jameis was a Powerball ticket, and there is a scenario where he goes full Joe Flacco, Eli, and is just amazing. And we're like, oh my God, they're in the Super Bowl. How did this happen? Where he has that ceiling and ability because we've seen it. Simeon and Taysom, they ain't got that. So we don't have a Powerball ticket, but that's a great segue, Andrew, because it leads us into our next discussion, which is what the heck is the plan going forward for Payton? Now that you got Trevor Siemian, maybe Dave's right, you got Taysom. You're going to pick one of them. What's the plan going forward offensively? What's going to stay the same? What's going to be different?
I think you have to go with Taysom Hill. I look at it this way. When you ask yourself the question, would you rather have the ball? And I'm fully cognizant. I think the way this goes, number one is maybe Simeon protects the ball a little bit better. You know, maybe he's a better game manager. And look, if Taysom starts fumbling the ball all over the yard again, like last year, then I think him starting might have a short shelf life. But the way I look at it is, yes, you would lose all the other elements that Taysom Hill brings. You wouldn't lose all of them because he'd still be able to do the Wildcat stuff, the RPO stuff, but you would lose him as a tight end. You would lose him as a punt protector. So you would lose a number of elements that he brings to the Saints. But I just look at how bad this offense has been all season long. And when I think about what could they possibly infuse to help this offense get a play here, get a play there. And to me, knowing that he is an explosive runner, I asked myself, would I rather have the ball in Taysom Hill's hands on every play or would I rather have the ball in Trevor Siemian's hands on every play? And the answer to me that is Taysom. So I would pick him. But here's the caveat, Ralph. When he was playing quarterback last year and a little playing quarterback this year in training camp and preseason, he was trying to become a quarterback. He was trying to make reads. He was trying to develop into something. And I want that. This is my caveat. I want that thrown out. I want that thrown out the window. I want him to become a one read and go quarterback. The throw's not fumble. There, run.
Run and
throw's not there, run. Don't fumble. Like that's it. Like I don't need you to make progressions. I don't need you to read the field and survey the defense and do all that stuff. Nope. You don't see your primary read's not there. Take off and run. That's the quarterback I want him to become because I think that gives the Saints the best chance of winning.
Dave, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Is Kevin White going to score a touchdown before Michael Thomas catches a pass?
Yes. Yes, I think yes.
You guys think that Michael Thomas is less do you think he has less pressure to come back as quickly as possible now that Jameis is out for the year?
No, I think it's more because I think the Saints will be like, dude, when you were there, Taysom was almost an average NFL quarterback. We need you, man. Like he made Taysom look pretty good, right? So I
guess that was poorly phrased, but I guess my concern is that like out of loyalty to Jameis, he would maybe compromise being 100%. But now he's like, I'm not doing this for Trevor. I'm not doing this for Trevor. He didn't work out with
Jameis. I don't know that he has any.
Well, so actually, it's interesting that you guys even mentioned this because I actually had in my notes here. I saw somebody tweeted this. I can't remember who it was. It was a legit media guy. But Jameis and Michael Thomas, and this was the words he used, like two ships passing in the night. Jameis and Michael Thomas, the only time they've ever played together was the second half of the 49ers game. Other than that,
that's right.
One of them or both of them have been injured. So, I mean, they have never, other than the second half of the 49ers game, Jameis has never started and had Michael Thomas as a receiver. So
what could have been?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Going back to next week and who's going to start.
We don't even know that Taysom is recovered from his concussion.
That's right.
No, but you have to.
You might still think he's Batman for all we know. You don't know.
Well, it was Halloween, so. But you have to assume, you have to think that now this is like 3 weeks from the game where he got injured, right? From the concussion. So, I mean, you'd have to think that he's going to be available. And, obviously good news about this is, I can't believe I'm going to say this. The good news is that it's a head injury. So it's not like a ligament or a muscle or anything like that, where it's going to impede his actual physical
I think
performance
Dr.
on the
Thomas
play.
makes a great point about Michael Thomas. He's saying like maybe Michael Thomas is spooked about his ankle and is finding regaining his trust difficult. Look, he said, Dr. Thomas, it was reported that he doesn't want to play until he is 100% pain-free. So, I mean, we'll see.
And who knows? Listen, who knows when that's going to be,
2021 for another team?
I mean, Ralph, I haven't been pain-free in like 25 years, So
I wasn't pain-free.
That may never happen.
You're talking to the wrong guy. I haven't been pain-free since I was in the womb, man. My crippled ass.
Damn.
Oh, seriously. I woke up today and my elbow tingled. Now, since Kevin's not here, I have to
tell you guys, I was at the dentist just getting like a routine cleaning, biannual, and I had just done that show, and Kevin was pouring his heart out, and we were playing that violin music, and as I'm getting not procedure, but just as my teeth are getting cleaned, I hear the violin sound in my head, and it was everything I could do to not like lose my shit while she was cleaning my teeth. And like, she's got these instruments in my mouth, and I'm like, if I like lose it and start laughing, she's gonna stab me in the gums, and I'm gonna have some horrific like mouth injury. So anyway, that's been in my head ever since we did it, and I want to thank you for that, Thomas.
So this weekend was really good for me. The Astros won to force a Game 6. The Saints won, but it was a bad gambling weekend for me. But I want to tell you guys,
Cincinnati?
I did. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to
pool.
talk to everybody about a new sponsor.
I meant Cincinnati versus Tulane. I meant Cincinnati.
Oh no, I meant the Bengals.
No, he picked the Bengals in his survivor pool, and the Jets burned him.
They burned me. The Jets just set me on
Mike
fire.
White.
But I want to talk to everybody about our new sponsor that's been great. Symbol is a sports stock market that allows you to profit off your sports knowledge. There are two ways to make money on Symbol. First, every time a team you own wins, you earn cash payout. Second, just like the stock market, if you think a team is going to increase in value, you can buy low and sell high for a profit. Use the promo code SD to make your first deposit risk-free. That means even if you lose money or just decide the market isn't for you, Symbol will refund your initial deposit, no questions asked. And look, they're doing a fun thing with us. They gave us $500, and any money we make over the initial $500, they're going to match our charity donation. Guys, the Pelican stock has crashed and burned. That was a mistake by me. But here's the thing. Saints stock fell 2.5%. So should we sell the Pelican stock? Andrew, the Saints, they got Atlanta, they got Tennessee with no Derrick Henry, and they got the Eagles coming up. Should we invest in are the Saints dipping because Jameis is injured? Are the Saints a buy low, sell high kind of team? Should we invest in the Saints?
The Ralph Malbrough fantasy stink absolutely extends to gambling, and I'm not comfortable.
We should buy Atlanta.
Ralph, you have a special gift of ruining sports franchises that you care about with your decision making. It's
right.
I know that it sounds superstitious, and you guys are probably saying that's ridiculous. There's no relation between Ralph's decisions and how a team performs on the field. But I'm telling you, man, it's weird. It happens. I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen him have fantasy guys. It's like the Madden curse. They're on Ralph's fantasy team, and they get injured. They perform terribly. And the minute he trades them away the following week, it's like 6 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. I've seen it happen too many times to deny it.
Andrew, your theory is 100% correct, and I have direct evidence to prove it. Sunday morning, before we went to our family event at the church for Halloween and that sort of thing, I have the Saints defense in one of the Saints happy hour leagues. You know what I did? I picked up Atlanta's defense, and I benched the Saints defense on my fantasy team to purposely help them to play better. And what did they do? They were on my bench,
pick 6,
and they had a pick 6.
Yep. And,
so I think it's true.
So moral
Dave,
of the story here, Ralph, is I don't want you to put one Reds. You stay away from the teams that I root for.
So you're saying liquidate Saints stock, liquidate Pelican stock, and get everything right on the right path.
Teams you don't care about. Yeah.
And get on
big teams you don't care about. Yeah.
But guys, we'll do that. So support Symbol because they're a great sponsor and it's fun. It's gambling. You can win some money. Use the code SD so they know that you learned about it from us. Dave,
it's like the George Costanza theory. If every instinct Ralph has is incorrect, then the opposite
must be true.
Yes, must be true.
Yeah.
Now that being said, Ralph, like selling Pelicans and Saints, like if we're talking about how to play the stock correctly, this is absolutely the wrong time to be selling either of them. You don't sell low.
No, I don't know. For the Saints, no. For the Saints, the Saints are high. This might be. Well, I don't know. We've got a few easy games coming up, so maybe
there are no easy games. Don't say that. Don't say that.
All right.
There are no easy games.
All right. Okay.
Now we're screwed, Dave.
So we're
because of you.
Now you're gonna blame it on me, not Ralph.
So here's the thing with the hotline. I love the hotline, because when I edit it, people call in early before the game. They call in during the game. They call in after the win. And this hotline, Thomas, he's going to do the unedited version on YouTube, because the hotline, we might have set a record. I think the unedited version is like 11 minutes, and that was just too damn long for the show.
Yeah, go to YouTube after the show. It's going to be up.
It's going to be amazing. And we had all kinds of, we had people calling. We had mothers and fathers calling during trick-or-treating while they're watching on the
Really?
It's tremendous. But Thomas, play the hotline, the best of the hotline this week. It's a journey, but it's tremendous. It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
Play me on the show. Don't play me on the show. I don't give a
Good morning, Saints victory! It's Adam, the radio voice from Maryland, giving you a call on this glorious Monday victory morning over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dave, you are awesome because I love you. Ralph, you are awesome because I love you. Andy, you are awesome because I love you. And Kevin, my heart goes out to you for your heartbreak. But the Saints beat the Buccaneers. What a game! Trevor Siemian, he's the man. Jameis Winston, get healed up quickly. That defense, amazing! Kicking butt, taking names. Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? I love you, boys. It's a beautiful thing. Talk to you soon. My boys.
Holy
do it so hard.
shit! Saints won that game, even with Sean Payton's harsh shit fourth quarter play calling. My goodness, we beat Tom Brady with Trevor Siemian. Holy shit! All right, who that? Go boys. Play me on the show. Don't play on the show. I don't give a.
This game, my God. I stopped what I was doing in the middle of trick-or-treating. I finished the game, went trick-or-treating. But this game, by far and large, has to give Sean Payton Coach of the Year. At the same time, Sean Payton is going to be ballsy. He's going to go for it, rather than run the ball, try to run the clock out. He relied on his defense. This defense is the shit. Yeah, I'm a little soft, but I'm going to go finish trick-or-treating with my kids. And
trick-or-treating.
What a f***ing game. Trevor Siemian in for Jameis. Hey, give the kid the game ball. He might have not have made all the damn throws. He might have missed a little bit, but give the kid a game freaking ball to come in and do what he did for the Saints.
PJ Tracy Porter Williams, let's go.
Tom Brady, we f***ing own you, all right? I know you beat us, but you even played like shit in that game. You piece of garbage. You piece of utter garbage. We f***ing own you. Who dat, baby?
So there you go.
Yeah. I just realized the
Tremendous.
PJ and PJ Williams stands for Tracy Porter.
It's tremendous. The hotline is just
I love my new favorite hotline guy is definitely the radio voice. Like every
he
week.
loves you.
Yeah. Well, he loves me because he loves me, I think was his reasoning. So he must have been drinking. But he's called in like 3 weeks, and the first week he was his normal self, and we noted that he's got a radio voice. And now we're like 3 weeks deep, and he's like really leaned into it, and he's going full Good Morning Vietnam.
The only thing he needed to drop in a request, like a song name for Kevin.
Right. This one's going out to Kevin for all this.
This next one goes out to Jameis Winston, and I hope it makes him feel better.
Well, this is good. We're giving him some constructive criticism. I can't wait to see what he brings next week.
He's great because he swings. When the Saints lose, he's totally out on them. They're going 5-12 or whatever. So we love Radio Guy. It's amazing. The hotline is Dave's baby. We'll have some new listeners this week. That is, if you're new to the show, the hotline.
So
is Dave's
is it Mark Ingram or Latavius Murray? Who's the mother?
Oh, I mean, the hotline, I think above all else. I mean, the hotline is definitely the hotline is the gift that keeps on giving.
It is. The hotline is my favorite. I edit it and give it to Thomas. It's my favorite part of Mondays. So before we get to questions and predictions, Thomas, we got the trivia courtesy of Budridge, correct?
How do you know it's courtesy of Budridge?
I don't. I just figure it's always.
I hope it's another softball like last week that I can actually answer.
No, it's not. This time I think it's hard, but it's related to you. So let Budridge read it.
Here's an interesting question. Who is the first Saints quarterback to complete a Hail Mary pass?
Oh my God!
And if you do
I feel
who completed, who caught?
No, it's Mike Buck, right?
No, because that wasn't a touchdown.
I feel like you guys were talking about
the question is a Hail Mary pass. He completed it. But it wasn't for a touchdown, but he completed it.
But was it I don't feel like it was a Hail Mary because I don't feel like it was. The Hail Mary has to be at the end of a half or a game. That was just a trick play the Saints ran against Atlanta. Like I don't.
Okay. I mean, first of all, it says who was the first Saints quarterback to complete a him. It doesn't say that he had to do it while he was on the Saints.
Oh no. Budridge, that's
the way
dirty
it's
pool,
worded.
Budridge.
I don't think that's what Budridge means, but I'm just saying this could be interpreted as.
Well, Ralph, my understanding was that Breeze to Terrence Copper and
that's my time.
Breeze to Terrence Copper and Jameis to Callaway are the only two in franchise history. Am I not? Is that not correct?
I don't know. That silhouette could that be a lefty? Silhouette?
No.
That's a right-handed quarterback.
No,
he's righty. He's a righty.
I'm gonna go with Andrew.
I mirrored it.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna go with my gut and say Mike Buck, and it just didn't go for a touchdown.
I'm gonna go with Andrew's other thing. Terrence Copper.
The Copper.
Yeah. What the hell?
I'm gonna go. Something just popped in my head. I'm gonna go Dave Wilson. I think Dave Wilson hit a Hail Mary in a Bengals game in 1987. I'm gonna go Dave Wilson.
Well, actually, you know what? I know I'm wrong right now because Drew Brees would never wear a helmet with like that mouth with that face thing. So forget it. And that's an old ass helmet.
Yeah, I'm going Dave Wilson.
So I know I'm wrong already.
Go.
So what's the final answer, guys?
That's the final answer.
I'm going Buck. Ralph's going Wilson, and Dave's going.
I'm going Jameis Winston.
Jameis.
Okay, let's find out.
That Dave
Wilson.
I got it!
No, you cheated. You cheated.
Yeah,
you
he
looked at the
definitely
chat.
cheated.
You looked at
He
the chat,
definitely-
Ralph. I
you
saw it
cheated,
with my
Ralph.
No,
eyes.
I didn't look at the chat.
You
but I
did.
had the year wrong, Thomas. It was I said
I got the
87. It was
replay. I got the
84.
replay. And by the way,
He's got the replay. Oh my God.
We've got the video. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Let's go to the video.
This is crazy.
How did you get this?
I didn't really though.
No, I mean the video.
Was this to end the game or is this at halftime?
I have no idea. Budridge gave it to me.
Oh, he didn't even
He
didn't even catch it in the end zone.
Wow, who was that? Who
Is that
scored
Hobie Brenner? Oh my God.
Does that count? I feel like
Is that Hobie Brenner?
That's Hobie Brenner.
I don't know. Does that count? Does it have to be in the end zone?
Was this a walk-off game winner or was this a
No, because well, I mean, okay.
Where's
I don't
Budridge?
know. It might need to be in the end zone because if it's not a pass in the end zone you count because listen to me because
the Bluegrass Miracle is a Hail Mary and he ran like 20 yards with that ball.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying.
This is a Hail Mary.
Like what if they
It's
throw a
not in
screen
the
to Alvin
game.
Kamara
The
and he runs
Saints-
80 yards? Is that a Hail Mary?
The Saints lost the game. So
Okay, no. Regardless of that,
The Hail Mary implies that you chuck it down the field and you've got like 8 dudes under the ball. This qualifies.
This is weird because it's a 35-yard pass, it looks like. So it's weird, and it's in the third quarter. So I don't know if it qualifies.
It's in the third quarter?
I mean, that's what that's in
I don't
this
know.
box. No, it's a second quarter play. It's the second quarter play. It's 54 yards.
the other thing I'll have to say about this is you guys say that the Saints never complete Hail Marys, but you had like 3 or 4 different options of people you were going to choose from.
That's right.
So it doesn't seem like it's that rare. I mean, you were like, oh, it could be Dave Wilson.
It's 3 times in 50 years. Dave.
Number 85
is 60 years.
Minus Jameis.
Yeah. Including Jameis. I can only think of 3 that have happened.
I got to say,
ever.
Budridge.
Oh,
that's strong.
Ralph,
trivia.
you cheated.
I didn't cheat. I had the year wrong, so I didn't even really get it right.
It's like, oh, I think I remember Dave Wilson that one time.
I had it completely wrong though.
I'm going to get a replay after the podcast of him looking at the chat.
I think Dave Wilson
you
that
can
one
clearly
time.
see it on screen.
It just came to me. I was just thinking.
At
maybe
first there
Dave
was
Wilson that one time.
At first there was Poopgate. Now there's
He even said that as he was looking at the chat.
That's right. I can't wait to get the close-up video. I can't wait to replay the video of Ralph cheating with his
Ralph,
eyes.
you want to come up
make sure
now?
you clip that. Whoever's doing this, make sure you.
cheating.
Whoever's clipping.
I'm already old news. The 24-hour news cycle for Saints Happy Hour, boy, it'll get you, man. It'll really get you.
That's right. we got Poopgate.
One day you're a pariah, the next day
Love,
you're a golden guy.
We got Love Disaster with Kevin. We are a hard-hitting Saints podcast.
Oh man.
Well, you're always going to be a golden god, Dave, with your peeing sitting down.
That's right. That's right.
So Thomas, hit the music. We got to get to question.
Poor Kevo.
Dun, 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 dun.
Finger guns.
These Halloween fingers.
What next?
Hit it with Thomas. Give us number 1.
Okay, so first question. As always, we had so many questions. I had so many to choose from. Thanks, guys, for all the questions. First question comes from Nikolai, and it was an early one. Did Dennis Allen just give away the trick to defensive magic voodoo juju with rubbing Sean Payton's nips after Williams' interception?
Yeah, this might have needed to be. I didn't
video of this.
I didn't notice this until I saw it on Twitter at about 4 o'clock when I was at the park with my son. If I would have known this morning,
I'm glad
it would have been the lead topic.
I'm glad we mentioned this because I noticed this and I thought it would be weird to talk about it, but now let's talk about it. We're all talking about it.
I mean,
do we have the video? Yeah, show it to us, Tom.
I mean,
I
loved. I personally loved it just because I saw it live. I saw them show the replay live. I personally just loved it because just how excited Dennis Allen was and like he's so proud, And
do you think he cut his fingers rubbing on Sean Payton's nipples?
I don't know, but you know what?
The nipples can cut glass. So
I'm wearing a task.
Oh yeah.
It was that's kind of like a noogie, but to the nipples. Yeah. It's kind of like it was kind of like a nipple noogie.
What's going on there? What is going on there?
I don't know. It's great.
It was a nipple noogie. He gave a nipple noogie.
It should have. Honestly, this podcast failed. That should have been the lead of this show.
Yeah, no, but I love it though. I love to see the camaraderie and. It's about time we've got a defensive coordinator.
It almost looks like he's giving him a defibrillator.
Yeah. The Saints haven't had that much fun of a defensive coordinator celebrating with the head coach since Ditka pulled out his roll of $100 bills and started handing them to Xavier Uralian in a Raider game. And when the Saints beat the Raider and intercepted Jeff George like 4 times. But
Love
is that more fun, Andrew? Whipping out your money clip and paying your defensive coordinator on the sideline, is that more fun or is Nipplegate more fun?
I think Nipplegate for sure. Because now I know that it's not just a joke on this podcast, that it's actually in the locker room. Yeah. Sean Payton gets teased for it. It's great.
All right, Thomas.
What next?
Okay, next question comes from Saints to Death. As always, he gave us many to choose from. And Saints to Death asks, now that it's been confirmed that Winston is out for the season, What are the host's favorite Jameis 1-of-1 moment of the year?
I don't know, too many to count.
It's too many.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. This is one that nobody would know about. Mine was when Jameis 1-of-1 DM'd me after whatever podcast we did.
Were you pooping during the DM?
I mean, it might have been. I don't know. But whatever, one of the podcasts where I went out of the way to defend Jameis and talk kindly, and actually, Thomas, I think you clipped it and you made like a separate Twitter thing for it or Facebook thing or whatever, and Jameis 1-of-1 DM'd me, and he just wanted to make sure
You're one of us. He told
that I knew that he approved.
He doesn't just. The thing is with Jameis 1-of-1, he doesn't just DM you like a couple of like he DMs you like novels of like War and Peace.
Yes.
Which is disconcerting.
Well, he DM'd. No, you guys get those DMs because you're talking shit about Jameis, and he's trying to give you all the reasons why you're wrong. But he only DMs me when I'm speaking nicely about Jameis, and so his DMs to me are just like, "Great job, bro."
He likes to talk to me about COVID stuff. So like he will DM me a lot of like COVID stats, vaccination stuff. Like, he likes to get into that. Yeah,
well, that's weird.
It's delightful.
It's a little weird.
COVID 101.
Yeah. No, I think I've like retweeted some stuff maybe, and so I don't know. He has an interesting take on some stuff.
Yeah,
so
he's got
I'm kind of sounding like an asshole, but no, I actually kind of like the guy.
He needs to come on the show again.
He does.
Yeah.
When the Saints,
I wish it was under different circumstances, man. You know,
I feel bad. Re-sign him to be the backup.
I don't know.
I feel like
we need to play the music when he's on the show. You know.
Maybe that needs to be the whole show, just that in the background. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like we've done Jameis justice today with the show. You know, I just want to say quickly that he really had an incredible season given what he was up against. He only played 1.5. He basically played 6 quarters in the Superdome. He never got to really see what he could do at home. And we never got to see him with Michael Thomas. And he didn't put up the yards. He didn't necessarily put up the stats. And yet he had 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he was, we'll give him this win. So he was 5-2 as a starter.
He gets the win, just like a starting pitcher gets the win.
Yeah,
he did everything possible to make this work. Like he
helped the Saints win. Yeah,
Yeah. And
look, it takes a lot of humility to make someone change someone, and his instincts are to be a gunslinger and fling it all over the field. And Sean Payton, in an era where you see Mahomes win MVPs and everyone foaming out the mouth about Josh Allen because of the throws and plays he's making, and it's all about 400 yards passing and 5 touchdowns and Joe Burrow's stats at LSU, which is why we're going to draft him number 1. Like, that's in everyone's face. And Sean Payton somehow made the gunslinger of them all, right? Most YOLO of all quarterbacks. He convinced him. He was like, you know what? Forget all that. You're going to throw for $150, and we're going to win these games. Yeah. Watch us win these games with you throwing for 150 yards.
That's right.
And Jameis bought into it. He has 3 picks this year. Yeah. 3.
Yeah. I think the thing is.
Wait, I want to add on to this as well, and I know this wasn't in the rundown. Doing a Jameis Winston love fest in the middle of our question segment wasn't in the rundown, but I think it's deserved, and I think we should continue on with it. And what I'd like to say is, first of all, Teddy Bridgewater left New Orleans with the respect of every Saints fan for what he did, and I don't know what's going to happen with Jameis. I don't know where his career with the Saints goes. I'm honestly concerned about his career in general. I don't know. With the Saints, great. I hope so.
Oh, I don't know about with the Saints.
Okay. Well, I worry. I mean, I don't know. I guess, there will be some team out there that will take a chance on him. I don't know whether they're going to be able to get as much out of him as Sean Payton, I think, has gotten out of him. I think Sean Payton was the right guy for Jameis. I thought the whole situation was perfect for Jameis, and it was good for
It was
Payton.
only going to get better.
Yeah, and but again, like I was saying, Teddy Bridgewater left New Orleans with the utmost respect. We all loved Teddy. We all respected Teddy in the short amount of time he was here. And if Jameis is gone and he's not here with New Orleans anymore after this season, there's no reason why Jameis doesn't deserve that exact same respect. He did the exact same thing for this team and for the city that Teddy did. So to me, it's the same situation, and there's no reason why either of them should be treated differently or looked upon differently. And second of all, Sean Payton mentioned that when he saw Jameis in the locker room after the game that he cried. We've seen them kind of maybe bickering on the sideline during a game after a play that Jameis makes, and we know Peyton wasn't crazy about the throw he made as he was falling to the ground, and and he said it was all up to God. So I mean, we've seen the love and the hate or whatever, but I mean, I think they genuinely had a good relationship, and I think that this was good for both of them, and again, going back to the post game show, I mean, just even putting Trevor Siemian in position last night or yesterday to win that game, again, I think it shows what a good job Peyton.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the Sean Payton offense and the way he does it is he makes it so, Andrew, quarterbacks really feel invested in it because he goes through the thing they do on Saturday night, which every team does not do, where they sit around and they're like, hey, Jameis, these are the plays that we're going to run. Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not? And they dot them. And that gives the quarterback a feeling that it isn't just him running Sean Payton's offense, that he's invested in the decision making. And I think Jameis knew how special this chance was. And I just can't imagine what he's feeling to know that this was a place where if he made it work and the Saints could win, he could be the quarterback here for 5-10 years with a coach like Sean Payton. And these chances, they don't come around a lot. And it's kind of gone for him now. And I know
that's what's upsetting to me, is because I don't know whether he's going to get another chance like this. He was already, I mean, the Saints signed him for nothing 2 years ago or last year, whatever, because I think he already had a perception around the league that he was done. And now he'll be coming off of an ACL, maybe an MCL, whatever injury, and another year older, which he's still not that old, but I genuinely worry that that was the last time you might ever see Jameis Winston start a game for an NFL team, and that's sad.
I don't agree.
What?
No, I don't buy that.
No,
I have no idea.
But Andrew, he's not going to get as good he'll go somewhere like Washington.
But they won't know what to do with him.
He might be back as a starter with the Saints next year. Might be back as a Saints starter.
I mean, okay, well, and that would be his best opportunity, because it's like Ralph said, he'll wind up going to some shitty team who's desperate for a quarterback, and the reason they're desperate for a quarterback is because they don't know what to do with a quarterback and they don't know how to handle a quarterback.
I will say this, financially, it may be that Jameis has a stronger chance to come back as a starter for the Saints next year because of this injury than if he had continued down this path of a 100+ quarterback rating. And let's say the Saints had gone 12-5 and gone to the playoffs, he might have priced himself out of coming back to New Orleans.
I mean, he was probably on schedule for like 30 touchdowns and like 7 picks. Like that's $150 million quarterback somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was on pace. Would you say that he was on pace? Not necessarily for his best season statistically, because he's had seasons where he's thrown for tons of yardage and tons of touchdowns. Obviously, that comes with a lot of interceptions usually. But would you say he was on pace statistically for his most efficient season?
100%.
Oh, not even close.
Not even close. And listen, wins are not a quarterback stat, but to everyone it is. the media, fans, because they attach a win-loss record to a quarterback in a way they don't do it to Michael Thomas. They don't do it to Eric McCoy. So
yeah.
Just it is what it is with
What
Jameis,
next?
and it's sad, but
that was a long question.
It was a long question, to Thomas.
What next?
Oh, we are on the question segment? Damn, I already forgot. Okay, next question comes from Saints Rabbit, the fellow podcaster. Was Kevin White more surprised than us that he caught a pass? And on a scale of 1 to 11, how excited was he?
He was so excited. He was this close to a taunting penalty. That's how excited he was.
That's not good.
Act like you've been there before, Kevin. I know you haven't.
All right.
What next?
Okay, next question from Saints to Death again. And he asks, rank these in order of your favorite. Teddy going 5-0. And Cahoon sends thanks for $50 and interrupting me. He says, great show. Okay, so thanks, again, Saints to Death asks, rank these in order of your favorite. Teddy going 5-0, Taysom going 3-1, or Jameis going 4-2 or 3-2.
I mean, I'll say this right now. Taysom going 3-1 is last.
Yeah, I agree. I answered this in the chat, and to me, it's the last. Taysom as well. He will always have the sweep over Atlanta, so that's the saving grace for Taysom.
Yeah, but it was COVID.
But otherwise, all of Taysom, like, it was painful. A 3-1 performance with Taysom, like, it was painful. Painful watching him play quarterback.
And Teddy,
Teddy was magical. The 5-0 was Teddy. I would list first.
Teddy had some games where he game managed. But he also was amazing against the Bears. Like, he was dropping dimes.
But it was also just fun. Yeah, I think Teddy was the most fun. I would put the Jameis experience number 2.
Jameis.
I would agree with that.
What next?
Okay, last question comes from Jason Champagne. We haven't seen him on the question segment in a while. And Jason Champagne asks, pretty long question. If Watson settles all 22 civil suits against him, do you think Gale gives him the green light to execute cap shenanigans and trade the 32nd pick for the next 3 years? I like the confidence there. And maybe a 64th and 96th to bring him to New Orleans?
No.
I mean, here's the thing with
that's
Deshaun
what Gale
Watson
wants. In addition to the Catholic Church lawsuits, she also wants to deal with quarterback sexual harassment lawsuits.
Here's the biggest problem with Deshaun Watson. If you read the stuff, and I'm in Houston, so I know a little bit about it, maybe more so than Saints fans. That the biggest thing with him, besides the issue of what he's done, is he legitimately does not think he did anything wrong. So that to me is like the biggest, like, he won't even be like, he should have like settled this and been like, I'm sorry, like give like the non-apology or whatever, and like tried to make it go away. But he is like dug in and is like, I didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking about? And so that to me is the most problematic of all of it. He's going to be a Dolphin.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought it was weird because Mike Florio was on Pardon My Take last week, and he said 95% chance Deshaun Watson was going to be traded within the week. And nothing's happened. So
I mean, Miami wants assurances that no one can give them, or no one will give them. No. Because if you're going to give up 3 number 1s and 2 number 2s, like, you want assurances of like if he's going to be suspended or whatever that they can't get, so they're gun shy.
We got a couple donations there. My computer died, so I have no idea how my audio.
We got Cajun Sands is gifting tiers left and right. Tier 1 subs.
20 tier 1 subs, Cajun Sands. Holy shit!
I mean, it's It's amazing. And seriously, thank you, Cajun, and everybody. We do this live stream in a way. If you follow, I'm not going to name names because I'll leave somebody out and they'll get mad. But if you follow other live streams that Saints live streams, they're all great. We're a big happy family. They do what they do and we do what we do. But nobody is doing what we're doing that Thomas is able to do with audio, video, sound bites, chats live, sound effects. It's amazing. And we're able to do it because you guys support us. But thanks for the question. It's prediction time, gentlemen. Thomas, put the big board of predictions up. Where do we stand 7 weeks in?
Okay, okay, let's see if we'll be able to see through these donation messages. I'm not gonna turn them off.
I love the Andrew GIF for the donations. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, just a reminder to everybody: the Andrew GIF was from
the draft
when the Saints drafted Payton Turner, and I still think it's apropos. I still think the reaction is
keeps popping up and popping up. Payton Turner and Marcus Davenport are the same person because you never see them in the same place at the same time.
This is saying something, but I would take Marcus Davenport over Payton Turner, and
I would.
And that's not saying much.
So,
okay,
Andrew
got a
is
point.
in the lead.
He's tying me now.
He's tied with Dave. I got 3. And by the way, that picture of me is hideous. Thomas,
did he make the ears bigger?
You get Ralph Siciliano. Did he make the ears bigger? Or were they always
I did not.
Okay.
Those are not real. Are you just going to make the ears like 3% bigger every week? And by the end of the year, I'll look like Dumbo?
You remember when Bat Boy was a thing, like in the 90s? Remember, like on the Sun, he was like on the cover of the Sun. They had Bat Boy. He looked like Bat Boy. Kevin really hasn't gotten 1 point. He hasn't even picked a winner correctly.
I'd like to point out that I was the only one last week to pick the Saints to win.
You were.
You did. Yes, you did.
Well, who do you got? You can start us off as normal, Andrew.
Yeah, my computer died, by the way, so I'm doing this on my phone. Hopefully my audio is okay.
The Saints, your audio is terrible.
Why is that quality so terrible? Andrew? It does not sound like that on my phone.
The Saints are a 5-point favorite, Andrew. Who you got?
Well, I got Atlanta to cover, but I have the Saints winning a ugly. This is how it's going to be, guys, all season. For the rest of the year, it's going to be winning ugly, awful game. Shenanigans. But I have the Saints winning this one 20-17. Taysom Hill does it again. 3-0 against Atlanta. And my player of the game, I'm going with the unvaccinated corner, Paulson Adebo, is going to intercept Matt Ryan, and his legend is going to grow even further.
Wow. Dave, Saints going to cover that 5 points seems like a lot.
My prediction was, and I hope Thomas gets this on the big screen.
What's a buzzing sound, Dave?
I don't know. It could be because I had to plug my computer into the wall because my laptop was running out of battery.
That's it.
Why does that sound so terrible?
Okay, so my prediction was... Why is that quality so terrible? It does not sound like that on my phone. I fucking hate making predictions on a fucking Monday. I don't even know who the fucking quarterback is going to be next week, for crying out loud. Did you get that? Did you put that up on the big screen, Thomas? That was my prediction. No? Okay. All right. Never mind.
I did.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Fucking Thomas, I love you. Yes, there you go. So you can see right there, actually, my prediction is Saints 27, Falcons 13. Start of the game, Taysom. I'm going with Taysom. Look, remember last year, COVID year, yes, but we played the Falcons 2 out of 3 weeks. Taysom was the killer. One game he had 2 passing touchdowns. One game he had 2 rushing touchdowns. He'll do whatever you need him to do. Whatever the game plan is against the Falcons, he will do it. He had a 107 QB rating in one of those games and a 108 QB rating in one of the other games against the Falcons. So I think Taysom's your starting quarterback. He owns the Falcons. fuck you, Skip Bayless. That's all.
All right, I'm gonna be the first turd in the.
I'm gonna need
bowl.
Ralph's ears to be a little bigger next week, Thomas.
I have Atlanta winning.
You mean Ralph Siciliano?
Ralph Siciliano. My ears aren't that big yet.
No, actually, your ears are bigger than him, like top to bottom, but they don't stick out as much.
They don't stick out. They don't have the flap, right? I have Atlanta winning this game. I just have this sinking feeling that Trevor Siemian is going to play and start, and we're going to be like, oh my God, this is Trevor Siemian. This is why he hasn't played in 4 years. He's awful. Sunday against the Bucs was just some sort of miracle mirage, and he's terrible. I don't remember the score I gave you, Thomas, but I had the Saints losing, and I had my turd of the game as Trevor Siemian.
Oof.
21 to 16, yeah.
I should have. You know what? I should have locked in my thing. Can I lock my thing in?
And
Too
my
late.
turd of the game is
Too late? No. You have to do it before the game.
Well, it's before the game.
I mean, before
So
you
what
give
did
me
Kevin
the picks.
pick?
No.
What
Play
do you
the
think he
sad.
picked?
Play the
Who
sad
do you think
music.
he picked? The sad music? Are you sure?
Kevin. No. Kevin. Let's guess what Kevin picked. I'm gonna say Kevin picked the Falcons.
Nah, he picked the Saints.
Nah, I think he picked the Falcons. 35-32, and his turd of the game is the kicker Brian Johnson.
I think Kevin picked the Saints to win, and his star of the game is Mark Ingram.
What we got, Thomas?
Okay, so let me read the message I got from Kevin. He said, I know I've been picking against the Saints, but I will not pick the Falcons. And he predicted 24-13 Saints. And the star of the game is gonna be...
He doesn't even know who Brian Johnson is. I don't even know why.
Yeah, no way.
There's no way.
No way. Kevin knows who the Saints.
Oh yeah, he knows Kamara. Yeah, that's a nice safe pick, Kevin.
Safe pick. So
we should next time Kevin comes on, we should have a game of name how many. We should all bet on the over under, and we should see how many Saints players he can actually name. Like off the cuff, without looking.
Like how many we could do it. How many starters he could name? I think
he can name backup guys
like
too. Just like off the top of his head, how many guys currently on the roster can you name?
15.5. Maybe.
I would say take the under on that.
I don't think Kevin could name a single member of the Saints 2020 draft class.
If he names Montrevious Adams, he gets like 15 points.
I don't even know who that is. Who the hell is that?
Number 52.
Who the hell? Is he a linebacker? I don't know anymore because you can wear whatever the freak number you want.
Defensive tackle.
Thanks to everybody. L. Layrier 2 subscribe for a month. Thanks, guys. Remember, it's the beginning of the month. You can subscribe Amazon Prime. It's beautiful. Do it if you have Amazon Prime.
I've had to go to the bathroom this whole podcast. I'm holding it in now because of you people.
All right, so let's get out of here. Thomas, give us the clip of the week.
Jason Champagne also subbed, and he said, if you aren't subbed, do it. Thanks, Jason. Okay, so clip of the week. What do you think it's gonna be? Like,
it's gonna be
so many to shoot.
I feel like
place your bets.
Wait. I feel like every week from now on, it's gonna be a clip of the week of the previous clip of the week, which is Dave going to the bathroom, and we're gonna be like in January, and it's gonna be like we're gonna be like 20 clip of the weeks deep.
Just keep recycling.
Every clip of the week is going to be the previous week's clip of the week, which was the clip of the week, which was the clip of the week, which was the clip of the week of Dave pooping.
The Inception.
I'm here for
Clipception.
it.
Or peeing. I don't know what I was doing.
Actually, I'm gonna disappoint you guys. Nobody clipped Dave shitting last week.
Well, I mean,
Right?
it is. It is getting.
I am so disappointed in you guys.
I hope the clip is when whoever it was made fun of me and said I When Andrew's friend called me the nerdy.
God, I hate to hear
Yeah,
that.
that was good. Yeah.
To hear that.
But what do you guys think? What could be the alternative to clip of the week if it wasn't
Did
Dave shitting?
Thomas? Did you hear Dave just talk about when my friend Samir called him the nerd instead of Ralph?
That's what I think. That's what I think the clip is.
Nope. Also no. There was
All right,
one
let's see
significant moment during that show, and I am sure you're gonna.
I don't remember.
Remember that.
So many.
Man, y'all.
Oh yes, right.
That ended.
How could we forget?
What?
Oh,
what?
No. Oh no. Yes.
Look at Dave.
You see, this motherfucker knew. He knew.
Nice.
A setup.
Who knew? I didn't know.
It was a setup.
He had the
Give Thomas a raise. He turned on a dime there. That was like a one cut by Darren Sproles right there by Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know how we could have
Clipped by Budrich and named Kevin and his. Oh no.
You were so quick with that violin music.
I know.
That was incredible. Like right on.
Did any of you guys know that? Wait, did you know that?
No,
Tom?
I did not know that.
I did not.
Wait, Thomas, did you know?
Well, I'm with her now, so I knew.
Ah.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't?
Just kidding.
Wow.
We love you, Kevin, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
We love him. Thomas is just that good.
But
He's
the
just
doctor
that
does
good.
not love him, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Too soon?
No, not too soon.
So
That was
But-
for Kevin.
It's
not
never
for
too
him.
soon.
That was for
guys, thanks for joining us. Please support the show. I will be
Please.
in New Orleans this week. I am going to the Falcons game. My flight.
Hold
in
on,
New
hold on,
Orleans
Ralph.
At 10:20.
I just
We
want
can
to
play a
point
game
out.
of Will Ralph make it to kickoff? It'll be fun.
I just want to point out that Kevin, when we were trying to do the post-game show on Sunday, right after the Saints won, he was like, I can join if we go real quick. Otherwise, I have a date. So I just
Already
to put
back
a little
on that
happiness,
wagon.
to infuse a little positivity in Kevin's personal life. It looks like he's already on the rebound.
Yeah, but
back in the game.
But
Back
there's
in the
there's no way she's a doctor.
I can
We
only
don't know
assume
that.
There's no way she's an attractive.
coffee meets
But maybe
bagel.
she's hot,
There's no way she's an attractive doctor without baggage at age 40.
Dave, you're
And-
so
and
mean.
single.
So mean.
If you are
Poor
a
Kevin,
pretty
he's not even
doctor
here.
and a lady, and you are on Tinder and every
And
other
you don't have
dating
baggage,
app, and you
and
don't
you're-
have baggage,
and you're at least 30.
Swipe right. Swipe right. Swipe right.
Yeah.
So it's been a great show today. I love these shows when the Saints win in ridiculous fashion and we go off the rails and things happen. It's great. It warms my heart. Support the show, everybody. So Kevin, who's MIA, but back in the romance game. For Dave, for Andrew, for Thomas running the show back in Poland, the best executive producer in the business. He does amazing work you don't even see. He keeps this show together. We had technical problems at the beginning. Thomas solved them all.
Dave's going to the bathroom.
well, you had.
Dave's going to the bathroom.
Dave's going to the bathroom. He's going to take a dump to put the exclamation point on this. He's gonna
Look, there it is. That's the bathroom door. That's
He's going to
it.
do a Tom Brady. So, everybody, remember, kids, don't shoot your dick off. Until next week, the bar is closed.